I'm in the back of our property and I want to take you back to see if we can hear the sound of the Sandhill Cranes. It's really a cool sound. It sounds really prehistoric. Let's go back and see if we can hear it. I hope you guys heard that. I love it. It is so, it's almost spooky. It's very prehistoric sounding, isn't it? I love it so much, especially in the woods when it kind of echoes through the woods. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's go check in with Matt. He's working on the doors for our mudroom, and I want to show you guys that. We haven't made a lot of progress that you can see, but progress is being made because he's building the doors. So once they're built, we're gonna paint them and hang them, and I'm gonna share all of it. So, you want to show everybody what you worked on today?
So, shouldn't do that. I finished making the rail and stiles for the doors, the door frames, and I'm dry fitting one of the doors for the mudroom. It's the door that is in the upper part of the lockers. And so just checking to make sure it fits, and then I'll start cutting the panel part.
Is the panel the beadboard or is it something else?
The panel is beadboard. It's in a big sheet. It's right here. I'll show you.
Okay. Ha! It's a lot of beadboard.
So this is the panel part of the door. So this will go into the slot. So I'll have to cut it to size, fit it, and then glue everything up. I have all the door pieces cut to size. So they're all here and over there. Those are the door pieces, the rail and stiles for the mudroom. These are for the replacement doors in the kitchen that I need to fix because I messed them up the first time. I can't remember what kind of wood I used, but it wasn't very stable. And so they kind of warped and they were really light. And then the panel part, I used planks of beadboard. And the planks, as they got cold and warm through the seasons and the humidity, separated. So there's gaps now.
So what kind of material are you using now?
So
that's
these
better.
Frames are made out of MDF. It's an MDF panel, like you got it in panels, and then just cut it to size.
And then
the panel will be the beadboard part will be cut from a panel, a single piece, so that it can't separate and gaps show up.
So for now, this is what the mudroom looks like, and it's not going to change much until those doors are done. There's nothing we can do about it. We just have to look at this mess for a little while longer. But since we're in here, I want to show you guys my latest favorite drink. For those of you that have been following us for a while, you know from time to time I share my little sparkling drinks with you guys. I'm very passionate about my drinks. I got a new Bittleby mug that I'm really loving also. So This is what I do. I put my sparkling ice black raspberry and I mix it about 50-50 with this LaCroix beach plum. And of course, I pour it into a cup full of ice. I love the ice. And this is one of my favorite combinations. It is fruity and sweet, but not too sweet because I don't like it too sweet. And 0 calories because neither of these drinks have any calories in them. And it's just very refreshing on a summer day. I like it. I just wanted to share it with you all in case you want to try it out. Look at that sparkling, fizzy perfection. Just look at it. Since we're here in the mudroom, I want to show you one more thing before we move on to the next subject of this video. This silver bowl that I found at the Goodwill, I'm using it for the cat food now, and I think it's so pretty. And this is a good spot for them. They are allowed on the counters in here since this is the mudroom, and it's working out great so far, and I think it looks cute, and I just wanted to share it with you all. Since I'm in a sharing kind of mood, I want to share something else with you all. I want to share this YouTube channel that I have been watching for the last few months. It's called the Can-Am Missing Project. It is ran by Dave Politis. He is a retired detective, and he is taking up this cause of missing persons across the United States and Canada, and sometimes he'll even share other ones that are in other parts of the world. But the thing about his channel that's really interesting that kind of grabbed my attention is that he is finding some strange patterns in some of these missing cases. I love this channel because it's simple. This is Dave here. He just sits in front of the camera. He gives you the facts of the case. He gives you some insights into what he's thinking as a former detective. And he kind of lets you piece it together. He encourages other YouTubers to share his channel because some of these cases are still unsolved. So the more people that know about these cases, the more likely they may be able to solve some of these. Something interesting that I learned from his videos is that so many people go missing in our national parks. I had no idea how many people go missing in national parks. I will link Dave's channel in the description of this video, so you can just click the link and go right to his channel. And also, I wanted to let you know he has, I think, 3 different movies. They are called Missing 411, and I know at least one of them is on YouTube, and I think it might be free on YouTube if you want to check that out. I'm going to end this video with the preview to the Missing 411, the Hunted movie that Dave made. And if that seems interesting to you all, then you can click the link to his channel. And please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this channel. And please share it with your friends. Dave would love it if you would share it with your friends and get some more eyes on these missing persons cases. Thank you guys for watching as usual. Enjoy the preview of Missing 411, The Hunted. And if you head to Dave's channel, please let him know I sent you. Thanks, everyone.
Mysterious disappearances.
Tom, you around?
They're lost, simply vanished.
Generally speaking, hunters are very experienced and knowledgeable outdoorsmen. And so when one vanishes, you know something unusual has occurred.
As a hunter, you're like, I'm fine, I'm armed, I'm safe. There's no reason for why these people go missing.
They never found anything. Not the walkie-talkie, not his gun, nothing.
Obviously, an animal didn't get to because there'd be a big scatter. Bees to find.
The FBI doesn't investigate missing adults. So then why would the FBI arrive on Tom Messick's case?
When you see hundreds of victims scattered throughout our national forests and national parks, you have to question the reality of it.
So he could have made fire. He had a gun, he could have signaled help. What happened to him?
I like to know, but I don't think we ever will.
Whatever it is big.
and we started recording them.
Frequencies go way above and way below the abilities of humans.
I look, I'm thinking, what is this thing in the trees? It went from like tree to tree, and then it disappeared.
Is it possible for an 82-year-old man to simply vanish while sitting alone in the woods? Can a man with severe hypothermia hike 6 miles through snow with no shoes? This is one of those recurring phenomena. It's going to happen again. It's just a matter of time.
None of it makes any sense.